Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys are doing well. It's my first sit down video back from vacation, so hopefully I have a slight bit of a tan. If you don't follow my Instagram, follow my Instagram. But on my Instagram, I asked you guys like literally 30 minutes ago, 20 minutes ago, for like girl talk shit, which is really cringe to say and I hate saying that out loud, but I didn't really know how else to word it. Sit down, answer your questions, advice, random shit. You guys are always very supportive and there for me, and I appreciate it all the time. And it's just, I don't know, you guys put a lot of like heart and soul into the messages you send me, and they're very touching. Sorry if the lighting's ass. My house has the worst lighting in the world. As you probably know, all my videos are like the lowest quality, like bottom of the barrel. But it's cloudy and gross outside. The sun is gonna set in like an hour and a half, so we gotta get this shit done. I have not looked at these questions yet. I just did the little like fill in the question box thing on Instagram, so I'm gonna literally scroll through and just do like rapid fire answers. We all know I talk and talk and talk, so each question I'm gonna try to not give elaborate responses, even though it's so hard. Let's go from the very bottom. I'm gonna like, do you recommend going on birth control? I personally do, but I think it's a very personal decision. There's a bunch of different birth control methods that work for people. Some people really don't agree with the birth control pill, but I need it. I have something called polycystic ovarian syndrome. I need a chemical hormonal thing to balance out my hormones, or else I will have crazy periods, acne, bad shit going on. So the pill I'm on that I love so far is called Yaz. I am on my periods, so if I'm an emotional piece of shit, even more than usual, that's why. Yeah, I'm on a birth control called Yaz. I think it's great because obviously I don't have to worry about getting preggo, and balances out my hormones, keeps my periods a little more regular, helps my skin. I really am a fan of the birth control pill, gotta say it. How do you deal with a lot of stress? I am not good at dealing with stress. When I get stressed, I get anxiety, and I am on medication that helps with my anxiety. It is called duloxetine. It's like an antidepressant mixed with like helping with anxiety. I guess it's like an anxiety disorder drug. But stress on its own, it's important to just kind of self-care and be around people who kind of calm you down. You know, if your friends are causing you stress, you may want to rethink your friend group. If your boyfriend is causing you a lot of stress, you may want to think your relationship, or your girlfriend or your significant other, whatever. Yeah, you should be around people who calm you down, because I stress myself out enough. Like, I am the most stressed person. My anxiety is awful. I value being around people who calm me down, taking care of myself, going to the gym. That is my like therapy, and I also go to regular therapy, so just having a bunch of skills. What would I do if I like someone but I don't know if he is interested? There are a lot of like signs. You can't be sure ever, because some people have crazy ways of showing that they like someone or showing that they don't like someone. Like, people often lead people on. Lord knows I've been led on, we all have. And you think someone likes you, it's like for sure, and then it's like, peace out, see you, never. I would straight up ask or get someone to ask. I'm very bold like that. Like, when it comes to guys, like, I've always been like, do you like me or not? Am I wasting my time? But I understand if you don't have the confidence right now to say that, that's totally fair. I'm crazy, but life is too short. Just be communicative. How to find motivation to stay fit. Lately, my motivation has been being thankful that I am capable of working out. I have a healthy body, and I feel like if I don't take care of that body, I'm doing a disservice to myself. And also, every time I'm sick or have an injury that prevents me from working out, I'm always like, shit, now I want to work out. When I had my cracked rib from bronchitis and I was really sick and I couldn't work out, I was so jealous of my boyfriend because he was able to go to the gym and be fit, and I just felt so not confident. I didn't feel like myself. I wasn't able to like release those endorphins. So I feel like if you are fortunate, and I know this is easier said than done, like, I'm always like, fuck going to the gym. Like, I was gonna go today and I didn't. But if you are fortunate enough to be healthy and able enough to work out and take care of your body and build a strong body, do it. Make it a priority. Write it into your schedule. Allot that like an hour a day to work out. Do something that makes you happy, get motivated, watch YouTubers who motivate you, watch workout videos, get educated, and then it becomes exciting, and seeing progress is exciting. How do you know if you should trust a guy or people in general? I would say consistency. If they've lied to you once, or like broken your trust once. People like always make mistakes and can be forgiven, but consistency is key. Like if you notice becoming a pattern, I find people don't often change unless they really want to change. So just, you know, keep that in mind. Be careful. You can't control if people are going to break your trust or not. You just get to determine who's in your life and who's not. What helps you when you feel like your mental health is getting bad or you're in a funk? It's funny you ask that because that is me right now. Today I'm feeling okay, and that's why I got in front of the camera and I'm like quickly like get some content out, and I'm actually feeling kind of good and confident and empowered today. But the last few days have been extremely hard, to the point where I'm like panicking that I'm going back into a depressive state and I'm gonna fall into another depression hole. So I know exactly, I can actually relate to you point blank right now. I am in that phase where I'm like, holy shit, like no, am I going through, you know, I'm going into a funk. The way that I personally am trying to get out of that is to push myself and remain positive. Bullshit, but I mean like pushing myself to get out of bed, get ready, you know, get your shit together, get changed out of your pajamas. I don't wear pajamas, but putting clothes on, doing a little bit of makeup, presenting myself, and getting shit done throughout the day. You know, going to the gym first thing, following not a routine, but just staying away from bed, telling people how you feel. I definitely told my boyfriend and my therapist and my friends, you know, I'm really struggling right now. And all their combined advice really helps. You're gonna go through like waves of feeling like absolutely worthless and being like, maybe I can do this, maybe I can't. Cling on to that maybe I can do this and just roll with that. Your mind will come out of this. You just have to kind of cling to that, like this too shall pass feeling. And oh, it's so hard. Like I want to cry for you right now. I get it. I've literally, that's been me the last few days. I'm like, holy shit, I'm in a funk. But the funk passes. I'm in the middle of it passing right now, so I can vouch for that. But just hang in there and take care of yourself. How do you wear tampons alone without leaking to your underwear? I do that all the time. I never wear underwear. Okay, this is a tip that's so gross. Any guy who like was somehow watching before is gonna click off immediately after this, like right now. You know how sometimes you take out your tampon and then you pee and then you put a new tampon and then you put up your, okay. Listen. Instead, now I want you to pee while your tampon's in, take out your tampon, and then immediately put a new one in. Do you know why? Let me explain. If you take out your tampon and pee, then the blood's kind of getting places. And then you put in your tampon and it like kind of leaks at the bottom because there's like blood at the entryway. Versus if you pee, take out your tampon and immediately put up a new one, there's not time for like new blood to like come down as much and you're not gonna leak as much. And also just getting the right tampon, like using supers instead of regulars if you don't want to wear underwear and stuff. But hopefully that was helpful. I don't know. How to feel sexy without having sex, if that makes sense. I'm going to assume like you don't want to have sex with the person, but you're like, you want to feel like attractive to them without having to like fuck them. Totally fair. 100%. I used to think that like you had to have sex with someone for them to like either like respect you, like you, to feel like worthy. I feel like that's a really fucked up like idea that women have to, like that's their purpose, is to like please a man by letting them have sex with you. But no, that's not the case at all. Your body, your decision. If having sex makes you uncomfortable or for whatever reason you don't want to have sex, don't. You can still totally feel sexy. And maybe you're just like not feeling it that night. Maybe it's your boyfriend and you're like, I still want to like feel sexy, whatever, but you don't necessarily want to have sex. There are a million other options you can do. Maybe you want to like dress a certain way that night to impress them, or like just like make out with them and be like, we're not having sex, sorry. There's honestly something a little more sexy about them not getting what they like want, so it probably is more sexy to be like and then not having sex with them. I have a knee injury and I'm not allowed to do lower body workouts. How to stay confident. I totally get this. I touched upon this before about my whole not being able to work out with my cracked rib and stuff, and you guys know that I'm into fitness. I don't go crazy, like I don't work out that much, but it is important to me to like feel fit and remain fit. So when you have an injury or you have a sickness or something that's preventing you from working out, you can totally feel not yourself, so not confident. I get it, it's so shitty. You have to try and remember that a lot of it's a mental game when it comes to your body. Your body is probably not changing nearly as much as you feel like it is. And yeah, you probably will be out for a while. It's just kind of shitty, like about a surgery. But use this time to work on yourself. Maybe your like mental strength. Make it something fun. Be like, you know what? After this surgery and I heal, I'm gonna take a before photo and then start working out again. Get back into it and like see your progress. Maybe it'll be fun. It'll be a fun way to like get back into it. And your muscles, if you already have muscles right now, muscle memory, you'll get it back in a couple months. Like your muscles aren't gonna go away completely and like come back in years. You're not starting from like zero. How to get over someone you like. Talk to new people. Know that that infatuation will fade eventually. You know, the less contact, your mind will eventually kind of forget about them. But it's tough. It's really tough. You know, you have crushes for so long that don't go away. Like we've all been there. And I think social media makes that really hard. So maybe it might seem like petty, but if it's for your mental health, block that fucker. How do you stop procrastinating? Girl, I have no idea. But if I were to think of something, if I don't do work or go to the gym and stuff in the morning, I'm not gonna do it. Well, sometimes I will, but it's rare. Like do stuff in the morning, write a to-do list, a reasonable to-do list. Like don't overpower yourself with stuff, else you're never gonna do it. Have one thing to do a day, like that one essay. Just get that one essay done. Don't do the 2 projects and an essay. Just do your essay, have a reasonable to-do list, and then cross that off to the to-do list and it'll feel a lot better. I feel like James Charles, I'm talking so quickly. What's your opinion on a girl body count? Tired of society shaming girls for that. I'm tired of it too. I'm like a relationship gal, but my friends who have tons and tons and tons of people that they've had sex with, who the fuck cares? Guys have like millions and girls will have 2 and the girl's considered a slut. Fuck that. It starts with us. It starts with us being confident about it and not thinking twice about it, and girls supporting girls. Have sex with whoever the fuck you want. If a guy thinks that's slutty, then he's a piece of shit and move on. How do you stop comparing yourself from others? That's like the main question of the world, especially with social media. But I think remembering that someone else's success isn't your failure, like, or someone else's beauty doesn't take away from your beauty, and that everything in the world is subjective. Like there's always people who are like vibing with you and not vibing with that person. So focus on the ones who love what you do. How to be vulnerable with my boyfriend when I feel really insecure physically. If you feel really insecure about yourself physically, maybe do stuff that makes you feel more sexy and more like self-love. Do it for you first though. I wouldn't say get dressed up and lingerie and put makeup on, which makes you feel really uncomfortable, just to make your boyfriend happy. Maybe in private at first when he's not around, put like, I don't know, like buy an outfit that makes you feel comfortable, or buy like a really cute gym outfit and start going to the gym, or maybe do makeup that makes you feel really pretty. Do something that makes you feel confident, and then maybe over time, I think this is like the healthiest way to do it, then do it in front of him, because then you already have done it for yourself, and now he's like, whoa, like it's cool to see you confident, and he'll notice that confidence. Would you rather Timothée Chalamet or Harry Styles? Timothée Chalamet, I have a huge crush on him. Any advice for feeling good in my body? I always find I feel best when I take care of my body. So when I'm eating like shit all the time and not going to the gym and, you know, staring in the mirror and being like, ew, I hate my body, I don't feel good. But when I take care of myself and, you know, eat well and go to the gym and also treat myself and go out with friends sometimes, when I'm just being nice to my body, I feel more confident in my body. How do I not beat myself up for having a lazy day / day of eating super unhealthy? Girl, last night I ate so much A&W, it was disgusting. This happens to me all the time, and I have so many lazy days, like so many. And I usually always feel like an unproductive piece of shit on those days or on those nights, and you're laying in bed feeling shitty, rather than just wallowing in sadness, because that's really not going to do anything. Like, the lazy day already happened, the unhealthy eating already happened. Enjoy the unhealthy eating. Don't beat yourself up. Be like, you know what, I deserve that. I deserved like fucking a bucket of fries. I deserved it, whatever. But what makes me feel more calm is just planning the next day better. Be like, you know what, tomorrow I'm gonna go to the gym. I'm not gonna be crazy. I'm not gonna starve myself. I'm just gonna eat normally. I'm gonna go back to eating normal, and it's fine. Shit happens. Don't overthink it, else you're gonna go crazy. Don't starve yourself the next day after eating unhealthy. Have you been in a long distance relationship? If so, how the fuck do you do it? I'm struggling. I have not, but my sister has been in long distance relationships her whole life, that poor thing. It seems awful. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Maybe if you have a designated time at the end of every day or every other day where you FaceTime for an hour and catch up on everything, because it's gonna be so exciting to see each other, and having planned times where you're gonna go visit each other and commute and make that effort, because then you have something to look forward to and something to talk about, and you feel also like you're putting an effort and they're putting an effort as well. When did you lose your V card? When I was 15 to my first boyfriend. Not very exciting, sorry. How do you deal with jealousy when you're in a relationship? Jealousy sucks. It's hard, it's human nature, but at the same time you need to find a way to like control it. It's hard, it's really hard, I get it. I've dealt with both sides. I've dealt with someone being really jealous, and I've dealt with me being jealous myself. I think it's really important that jealousy is like, it's important to note that jealousy is insecurity. So if your boyfriend or girlfriend is the one being jealous, you need to talk to them about this. But if it's you, you need to talk about insecurity and feeling secure within yourself, because if you're confident in yourself, you don't give a shit about their exes or people like liking their photos. I think as long as you guys are both being loyal and fair, it's just a total insecurity thing. So you need to focus on, how can I love myself more to be more secure in this relationship, because jealousy will ruin relationships. How long should you date someone before you talk marriage and babies? It's so awk. Well, if you're crazy like me, right fucking away. I'm a hopeless romantic. Like, I love that shit. Like, if a guy's like, I'm gonna marry you, I'm like, okay, let's fucking do it. Some people get really scared off by that. It totally depends on the person. But my current boyfriend is really scared by that shit, and I still talk about it. For me, it's just exciting to talk about that shit. What do you do when your boyfriend's best friend is slightly invasive on your relationship? Set boundaries. Nip that in the bud. Do not let that blossom into something totally weird. Make boundaries, and I think that's your boyfriend's responsibility, because it's his best friend. You know, say, hey, I need you to sit down and have a talk with them because I'm feeling uncomfortable. You should be your boyfriend's main priority. So definitely just like communicate, set boundaries, what is acceptable and what's not, and stick with those. Don't be a pushover when it comes to your relationship. How do I get over my breakup? It's been 3 weeks and I'm still sad as hell and I miss him a lot. Girl, 3 weeks? 3 weeks is fresh. People don't understand that they need to be kind to themselves. Breakups can take years to get over. Like, years. There are people who are married who are still damaged from their past relationship. That doesn't mean they're in love with their, like, that person or like whatever. But breakups are they're waves. They're literally a loss. It's like dealing with death. I always think of it like grieving someone. They're not there anymore. And it's even harder than death because like they're still there. You're watching them like fuck other people and date other people and fall in love with other people. It is so hard. It's like excruciating. You have to be so kind to yourself and so patient. 3 weeks is nothing. Let yourself be sad. The more you let yourself be sad, the faster the sadness will go away. Emotions are like puppies. The more you push them away, the more they want your attention. Trust me, let yourself be sad, because I've seen it so many times in so many people in personal situations and other situations. People who get like try to cover up shit and like immediately jump into something else, or are really like, you know, I'm totally fine, I'm gonna go party and get drunk. Those are the ones who never get over the relationship. Let yourself be sad, let yourself cry, let yourself grieve. Don't let anyone else tell you differently. Talk about how you feel. Take care of yourself, please. What foundation / cover up are best for bad breakouts? Love you. I love you too. The foundation I like to use is called, oh my God, it's by Too Faced. Born This Way. I like that one, but concealer is the key ingredient here. Use like a foundation and then like a good concealer, like the Born This Way concealer over the big areas, but the small pimples for bad breakouts, like the really red ones, you need to use a more solid concealer rather than a liquid one. It's just gonna go over it. The Amazonian Clay Tarte Concealer. It is the best. It is waterproof, so it like stays on. That shit is like the best for breakouts, trust me. Dealing with a jealous boyfriend, we've all been there. It's probably because you're hot. You have to communicate with them like, you know what, I'm gonna get pushed away. You're gonna push me away because I can't deal with this jealousy, because at the end of the day, it feels like you don't trust me. So you need to work on the self-love in order to, you know, like have a healthy relationship, because a crazy jealous boyfriend is not healthy. You're just gonna end up resenting him. How often do you masturbate? isn't normal slash healthy. Girls should masturbate. I know boys, it's so common. We always talk about it, so normalized, but girls, it's so taboo to talk about us masturbating. Please go get yourself a nice vibrator and use it. Invest in yourself. It is so important. It will make you happier in the bedroom. It will make you better in the bedroom. It'll make you enjoy sex more. It is so healthy. It is so normal. Masturbate. How do you know if a guy is using you for money, sex, etc.? You're probably gonna know, and you should run. A guy should be with you, or a girl should be with you for you and only you. And those, like, if you're like great at sex, or you have a lot of money, or you're beautiful or something, those can be great add-ons, of course, like that's a perk. But if the main reason they're with you, or if like the reason you guys are together is because of one of those shallow things, then like it'll eventually end and you will be miserable because you won't be in love. I went through some shit recently with a guy, and now I'm terrified to let anyone else in. Help. You're not alone. Give yourself some time to heal, because if you're having trust issues, clearly like you're not ready for another guy or girl or whoever. So just give yourself some time. Eventually you're gonna have to be vulnerable, and it might feel really uncomfortable at first because, you know, you're scared, but without being vulnerable, that's like kind of the only way that we allow people to love us, you know? That's the only way we create real relationships, is to be vulnerable. So sometimes it might feel scary, but it'll feel good. And just remember that hearts heal. So if you get burned again, if you get burned 10 times, maybe the 11th guy or the 11th girl is the one, or, you know, we're strong enough to heal. So be confident enough in yourself to be able to be vulnerable and put you in a position that you could get hurt, or it could be the best thing ever, but you just have to realize that it could be worth it with the right person. How to go through a breakup. The number one thing is surrounding yourself. Friends, family, love, support. Don't do it alone. Talk about how you feel. Let yourself be sad. As I was saying, you have to just fucking cry. Let yourself be sad, and know that it'll eventually pass, and it might take a long time, but that's okay. There's no really rule book for getting through a breakup because everyone is so different. It's very personal, but just stay strong. It will pass. Self-love, take care of yourself, and go have fun with other guys or girls who treat you well. Any tips on finding yourself again after getting out of a mentally abusive relationship? I'm so sorry. You're not alone. You will have some scars, but you know, scars, although they take longer to heal than just any cut, scars will fade. You know, you might always be precautious, but they will slowly fade. And once you get into a relationship with someone who treats you well and who knows your worth and who sees your worth, you're gonna heal a lot faster. And also just taking care of yourself and doing a little bit of soul searching, you know, trying out new things and having something that's yours, whether that's school, whether that's fitness, whether that's taking a class that makes you happy. You know, life isn't really about finding yourself, it's about creating yourself. Advice on how to start talking to a boy. Just do it. How do you know a boy's intentions with you when you know they ended a relationship not that long ago? Boys are sketchy, be careful. If it's like a really recent, intense breakup, be careful. You never know. So I'm not saying don't do it, but go into it precautiously. And if like you're smart, you'll know. If everything looks good, you know, everyone's different. Some people get into relationships right after breaking up with someone and they're amazing and they last and there's very few hiccups, but then some people don't. Like, everyone is so different. So just go at your own pace, be careful, but also you have to be vulnerable. That's kind of the only way to get anywhere in life when it comes to love. I recently gained 30 pounds and I'm so self-conscious. How can you improve self-love? Like, for me, that is similar to, not that like gaining weight is a bad thing. Often it's a good thing. Like, I've gained weight, like muscle and stuff, but I guess it's like a you don't recognize yourself type of vibe maybe that you're getting at. And for me, that was like when I had like, my skin's getting a little better, but when my skin was bad, I didn't recognize myself. So it's like, how do I still have confidence when I'm different than I was before? Because like acne is not necessarily bad, gaining weight's not bad, just sometimes there are things that affect our self-confidence. So it's hard when you don't recognize yourself. I was recommended to do by my best friend Jess is like, write down things that have nothing to do with how you look, like your personality. Write down just like 3 things that you like about yourself that like make you a good person based on like what's in here, not everything else, and focus on those every day. Do skills that make you happy, like focus on like being a good person or working really hard in school or at your job, and it'll take away less from what you look like, and then eventually you can kind of accept it all together and just take care of yourself. Taking care of yourself is so empowering and important. When I wouldn't send my crush nudes, he stopped talking to me. How do I get over him? Fuck him. I totally get liking someone who's a piece of shit, I get it, but like, that's a big no. I hate him for you. You will find a dope guy and you'll look back and be like, how do you deal with an ex moving on to someone prettier? It is happening to me right now. Okay, so number one, chances are she's not prettier than you. This is just like you're insecure. Number two, beauty is subjective. People think different people are stunning. Ben thinks I'm the most beautiful girl in the world, which we all know is not true. Another thing is that's super important. It doesn't really matter what she looks like. Looks don't really have to do with love. If they do, then that's not true love. Like, whatever she looks like doesn't take away from what you guys had. If Ben and I broke up and I started dating the hottest guy ever, like Channing Tatum, but like, I liked him, but he just wasn't Ben. Like, it doesn't matter what they look like because it's your relationship. Nothing will ever take away what you guys had. Ever. She's a freaking smoking hot Victoria's Secret angel. Maybe she's annoying as fuck. Like, maybe she's super high maintenance. Maybe she's really cocky. Like, we don't know. Maybe she's amazing. Like, we just don't know. Don't base it on looks. Have some confidence. You be the bigger person. You stick to yourself and find someone that makes you happy and that treats you well. How to not catch feels. Unfortunately, my love, if you're human, you have feelings. So it's kind of can't tell ya. How do I confront a guy about finally making some plans with me without sounding bitchy? If the guy hasn't like asked me for drinks or something, I'm okay with sounding bitchy. Are you gonna take me for a drink or no? How do you deal with girlfriend drama / outgrowing friendships as you get older? That is something that we all deal with as girls and obviously guys. But you know, friend drama is a real thing. It's tough. I think the number one thing is don't be scared to cut off friendships. And although it may seem harsh and be really hard and like a loss and grieving at the time, if it's gonna help you better your mental health and it's better long-term, it's worth that short-term pain. I've cut off a lot of people recently, not from like being a bitch or whatever, just like, you're not good for me. You're not nice to me. There's too much drama. And you don't have to do it in a mean way, just kind of, you know, slowly. I mean, I've had times where friendships go up in flames really dramatically and that's a horrible feeling, but at the same time I don't have to deal with that drama anymore and it's kind of worth it. How to be more confident around boys. The social anxiety is real. Feel you. I don't want to say like looking good, like you have to like look good all the time, but like when I like put on an outfit that I love and I do my makeup and I feel really confident in myself, I feel more comfortable making eye contact and having good conversation because I feel confident in myself. So just, once again, it comes to that self-love, then you can kind of like, you'll kind of, it doesn't actually matter what you actually look like. It's more of this like aura around you, like a luminosity. If you're confident and if you don't give a fuck what other people think about you, guys are gonna be like, oh, like that's hot, no matter what you look like, you know? What do you do when you're on your period and your boyfriend wants to get frisky? Do it. Lay a towel down, go in the shower, plenty of options. Is being horny a bad thing? Fuck no, that's a great thing. Post-modeling body acceptance and self-love. Been there, just know that healthy is always more beautiful than self-inflicted unhealthiness. So you're gonna learn to love your body more, I promise, over time. Something that helped me a lot with that is strength. So maybe look into like building like muscle and feeling strong. That made me feel so much more beautiful than I ever did when I like wasn't eating. It's getting dark outside, I'm losing light. I'm gonna end the video here. I tried to answer as many questions as I possibly could. I'm sorry if I didn't get to yours, but I will do these more often. I hope you liked it. I hope it was somewhat helpful. It's literally the blind leading the blind because I am a mess, as we all know. I learn from you guys every day, so I hope that you could learn from me a little bit today and just hear another person's perspective and just, you know, girl talk. Okay, my back hurts, I'm leaving. Follow me on Instagram so you know when I ask these type of things, and I also just like love talking to you guys. It's the best. I love you guys a lot. Thank you for always being there for me, and I'm here for you as much as I possibly can and physically can be. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.